Up, everybody? Welcome back to another Saturday Night live stream. And package from Delicious. I don't know if we'll get to this tonight. If not, no big deal. We will do it next week. But this is what was intended for tonight. But we have other stuff, which we're gonna do the other stuff anyway. So it doesn't really matter too awful much. But let me go grab a couple things real quick. I want to start off with. I got a sick cat. She just today started presenting as sick, but I don't know. I don't know what to do about it because it's the weekend. She laid around yesterday, but I didn't really think much of it because it didn't really seem like anything was really wrong with her. And now, over the past 2 to 3 hours, she has been trying to go to the bathroom and not able to go. I'm worried. And I don't know what to do. Anyways, I will try to not think about that too much during this. And then I don't know what I'll do for her. Okay, so before we get to Delicious's package, since I see Delicious here, we will be doing Delicious's package tonight. All right, which I believe it's tomorrow early in the morning for him. What time is it where you're at, Delicious? Hey, Nathan's here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. What's up, Elandil? Wow, we got some folks I ain't seen in a minute. What's up, Melvin Anderson? How's it going? First time I've seen that name in the chat before. 3:25 a.m. Wow, the sun's coming up at 3:25. Wow, sun doesn't come up here until about. It's been coming up about 5 o'clock ish. It starts to the sun doesn't actually come up over the horizon, but it starts to light the sky around 4:50 to 5 a.m. 5:30-ish a.m. is when the sun actually comes up. So I couldn't imagine its sun up being 3:30 in the morning. Yep, it's 9:30 here on the East Coast. We got, 6:30 on the West Coast, right? Ain't that right? It's 3 hours behind us, I believe. California is 6:30. So these right here, although they just look like a typical everyday Michelob Ultra and Bud Light, which this one I am not planning on drinking, and you'll see why. It's quite interesting. Let me go grab my flashlight. I'll show you. So I've told you guys about how if I don't finish a beer out and I leave it set, it will create this gelatinous puck in it. Well, this beer got compromised at some point. I don't know how, but it did. And some of it evaporated, I would say. But look inside there. It has the puck that I spoke of before. And maybe I've showed you guys before. I don't know. I've tried to tell Gabe about it. Gabe's never seen one do it, but look at that. Look at that. That is one extremely gross beer, which I can only assume that's like, I don't know, wheat proteins or something. I don't know what that could be. But look at it. Like, you can see it's blocking the light from going through the bottle. Because, look up here. But that puck of solidified, gelatinous, I guarantee I could dump that out of there. And it would come out and it would stay the shape of the bottom of the bottle. which I didn't know it was like that when I picked it up, and I planned on drinking this thing, and I put it in the fridge and everything, and then I pulled it out, and I was like, ooh, hang on a second. I am not drinking that. This is one of the grossest, still sealed beers. Well, I guess it can't be sealed, but somewhat sealed. I mean, look at that top. Well, yeah, look at that. It is kind of raised on this one side right here. Interesting. Okay, but what makes this beer has developed its own life inside a colony of beerlings? It definitely has developed something inside of it. That ain't no joke. Whatever that is in there, it is like a little colony of disgustingness. Really, I don't know what happens. I don't know what that is. I've never found anything on the internet about it. I did look, but it's been years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, when I looked to see if I could figure out what that was. Maybe there's something with AI coming up with answers to everything, which I'm going to say real quick about AI. Don't believe everything that AI... Everybody's taking AI like it's the gospel, like it tells 100% facts. And I have watched people having a debate using AI, asking AI the same prompts and getting completely different, and I mean completely different answers from one person to the other, because each person's AI develops a bias towards that person, whatever that person's like personality is, what their typical political biases are, all that factors into the answers that your AI, I guess it's individual to each person, which I don't like that. I think AI it shouldn't be individualized to each person, I don't think. I think that's a bad idea. I think AI is a bad idea in general. I think we're using it the wrong way, and I think it could end up being the downfall of humanity. Too much to think about right now. Anyway, this one has been in the fridge. It should have a date on it. Yep, right there. October of 2019. So this is from 2016, I believe. This is from the first MRE meetup. This is from the second MRE meetup. Somehow I ended up coming home both times with beer. I think CT might have bought these and left them in my room. And I just brought them home with me. And I'll be honest, I have not stored them well at all, because I don't drink on like I don't drink on a regular basis, or even really much of a social basis. Really, let's just say hardly at all. Unless I'm doing something like this, then yeah, of course. But this is 6 years old. This is, wait, what? It's 25. It's not quite 6 years old. Not even. So it's a solid 5. It's a solid 5 years, 5.5. Let's call it 5.5-year-old Bud Light that is from the MRE meetup that has been horribly stored. And even this one that has not broke its seal has, look at that. It has its own colony of whatnot. Here, let me wipe the bottle off real quick. My shirt. Here we go. I don't know what you call that. It's sludgy looking. It has a cloud kind of, but it's also got kind of a stringy look to it. I don't like it. I usually don't inspect this old crap that I drink. And this isn't that old, but like I said, I stored this about as bad as you could possibly store it. In the wintertime, it got cold, and in the summertime, it got hot. So if that tells you anything, it was outside. I stored it outside. Stored it. And it's probably going to be pretty gross. Probably pretty bad for me as well. But, oh yeah, it's got some It's got some cool stuff floating on the top of it right there. It doesn't matter. I'm going to drink it. We're going to start off this live stream with me drinking a 5.5. Just call it 6. Almost 6-year-old beer. Get my camera straightened up here. And this one, again, it's a cool example of like the worst case scenarios. There we go. And if you don't know, there's a link right at the top of the description. You got to like long press on the screen and then maybe even click description. I don't know. I don't know how to get to it from a live stream, but it shouldn't be that hard to get to the description. If you can go to the description, you can go and subscribe to Delicious's channel. And I want to say a huge thanks to Delicious for sending this. Both of these, actually. The package and then sent the cup along a long time ago. Maybe not. It's worth a shot. Let's find out. Let's find out how... You know, I've been working on rebuilding my gut health so that I can handle stuff like this a lot better. And I think... That was weird. Huh. It's been a long time. I ain't had a beer, period. Nothing like this. Ugh. Is this not a twist top? Yeah, it says twist top. Oh, that's not good. That top ain't coming off here. What's this? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It is not going to come off of there. Well, that's okay because it still has some, it's not carbonation, it's not like a soda. So beer gets its fizziness from something else that happens during the process of the breaking down of the wheat or barley, one or the other. Yeah, that was nowhere near what it should have been. Oh. Huh. I don't know about this. Alright, we got to look at this for a second. Hang on. Look at that. I've never seen a beer cap look like that. Oh. That's kind of hard. Oh. And it's got a... It's making a noise. So those little curly Q things on there, let me zoom in. See that, like, curly. I don't like that at all. I don't know what that is. Huh. Okay, well, again, I've never seen a beer cap look like this, ever. And I've opened, how many vintage bottles of beer have I opened? Probably in the hundreds. Usually we'll see some discoloration, some, you know, some floaty stuff, some... Not this. This is strange. It's raised, look, it's like, I don't know. That's weird. It doesn't matter. I'm going to ignore that. The better part of my brain tells me not to, but I'm going to ignore it. Very stale, skunky, kind of a slight chlorine. That's new. The chlorine I've never picked up on a beer either. Huh. Discard to flip. Well, it doesn't look too awful bad. As far as, see, you can see my hand through it. And it's cold. It's a Bud Light. How bad could it be? Like, oh my. That cap looks really bad. I'm gonna at least wipe this off, I guess, because what my lips are gonna go against. But here, you see it. Look at that. What in the world? Huh. I don't think this thing was sealed. Okay, so black stuff. From the top. Huh. Again, it's a Bud Light. How bad could it be? I'm just going to ignore my better judgment and down the hatch. That breath in was really odd. It tasted like, I don't even know. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It does have a texture to it. A roughness that I wasn't expecting. More of a, usually when these floaties are in here like this, it's a quite smooth, gelatinous. Whatever this is going on with this, it feels like I can feel it. More solid. It does have carbonation to it still, like foaming up on the top a little bit from, I guess, me drinking it. The top is definitely nasty. It does have a classic skunky beer taste, old beer that you've let get hot and cold. Of course, that was going to happen. The texture's a new thing to me, though. Excuse me. Yeah, that tasted horrible. It's not good. I'm glad I didn't waste it, though. It's a memory all the way back from the last meetup. And I still have a few of these. I still have probably a couple Bud Lights. And I did have, I think, one more of the Michelobes that I didn't even check it. But I can only assume this is going to get worse over time. Not bad. Not the worst I've ever had, that's for sure. Not the best. Not the worst. I will probably indulge in drinking the rest at some point. It's not settling very well, but when I just bent over it, kind of, it's like, It's hanging out high in my chest. I've also got an accessory packet here that we shall get into shortly. Let's check out Delicious's package right now. Whoa, I'm zoomed. Oh, all right, let me fix the camera. There we go. That's pretty good. Get rid of that. That's a spot on my... I put a brand new background down. If you can't tell, it's super clean. That's from the condensation off the beer. But brand new clean background here. I ain't had a brand new background in a minute. Thought it was... excuse me again. Well past time to stick a new one up. And we shall open the package from Poland. All the way special delivery from Poland. Delicious. Let's get it open. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Let me make a real quick post. Throw that back there. Real quick. I'm just going to leave you guys crooked for a minute while I make a post. Just... Okay, so I'm definitely going to feel that beer. That's for sure. I've always wondered if the alcohol content at least slightly goes up. Hey, look at that. It's actually showing me my live stream. That is wild. It never does that. Copy link. Take a picture real quick. Oh, cameras. Bad. Okay. That was awful. That's better. Okay. And I'll get this done as quickly as possible. Select more photos. Right before I started the camera, we were having an extremely intense thunderstorm, lightning storm, whatever, storm period here. And it just let up right before I started the camera. Okay, we had a lightning strike right back here somewhere on the riverbank. All right, let's get into this package. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have to readjust the camera since I left it crooked. All right. Let's do it. Traditionally, I cut Delicious's package open like this so that I can put the flap back down afterwards. There we go. Yeah. Perfect. Heck yeah. Might not even have to Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to cut this carefully. I already said huge thanks to Delicious for sending this, but I don't even, it's one of those things that's, you can't express enough gratitude. I'm extremely humbled by the fact that anyone cares to send anything, and I super duper appreciate getting to open something from somewhere else in the world like this. Oh, hey, it's a box in a box. Look at that. That's probably getting condensation on my... let me get rid of that. There we go. What do we have here? This looks German. This looks German. Oh, I know exactly what this is. This is going to be an 80s, probably. I'm unpacking. Type 4, right? Is that type 4? IV is 4, correct? German 24-hour military ration of the vintage variety. And we have a note. Let's read the note. I hope you will find the contents of this parcel interesting. I've found a vintage German 24-hour EPA in excellent condition. Wow, I even guessed the date almost correctly. The dated 1989, but looked like it was produced yesterday. Probably were stored in proper conditions. Everybody who's in the MRE ration community knows who Ollie is, or Housel, and Housel had some extremely vintage EPAs, is what these are called for short, but he didn't have them their whole life, and they weren't stored exactly properly before he got them, but he did store them right for a very long time. And I have a 1976 I got from him, but it's a bit rough. It had some jellies burst in it and a couple other things. But anyways, let me finish reading the note. Had to unpack a couple of things from the EPA box to make it fit flat. Besides this, you're getting I'm getting smokes from another country. There's no way I can pronounce that. Galouis blondes from a French brand, famous French brand, and then Sparta, a local brand from the Czech Republic. Interesting. These, I could see one peeking out there. These are the French. Oh, he's got French on there. He's got them dummy proof for me. These are the Czech ones. These are the Spartas. So we got Spartas, and we have the Galouis. He's curious how they compare with the Polish and the U.S. Crossing my fingers for a lucky undamaged shipment. Yes, we had a perfect shipment, it appears. Let me repack this I'm unpacking, because this, man, this really gets me jazzed up. Like, I want to make a real video about this. I haven't felt like extreme need and want to not let something go to waste and just live stream it. It's not that it's wasted live stream, it's just hardly anyone will see it if I live stream it. And if I put a video out about it, I think more people will see it. All right, let's see. This is a drink mix. Grapefruit. Nope, orange. Type orange. Some English on there. Yeah, is the German and English for orange exactly the same? Huh. This should just open right up. Look at that. Uh-oh. We might have had a casualty. I see some seepage here. I don't know. Oh. That has no smell to it. I don't know where that came from. I don't think that came from here. Let's dig a little deeper here. I'm gonna put that right back where it was at. We're gonna move sugar, likely salt. Oh, I don't want to get it out of order. Uh-oh. This does look like it's gotten... Oh, it's a jam. One of the jams is a casualty, but it doesn't look like it's really done too much damage, so I think I'm going to leave it, because if I go trying to deconstruct everything, I'll just end up doing more damage, and then it won't be there when I do the review of this. And I don't... Jam's not going to... It's not going to hurt anything. It's just... More or less, it's just sugar that is there. So I'm going to leave that. It's done the damage it's going to do. It's not going to leak any more than it already has. So I'm going to let it rest as is. Dandy. Peppermint. And this was probably... That was on there like that. This, you can tell that this was down in like a corner like that, based on the bend on the metal. And it feels like it fits right there almost perfectly. That, I'm sure, is where that goes. That's probably where that was at. That feels like... Yeah, that's a good spot for that. And then we have our napkin and list. I'm curious what the mains are in here, if I'll even be able to read it. Ready to eat meal, salt, let's see. Instructions for use. This is... There's English on this, for some reason. Is this even a menu? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. No, I don't think so. I mean, there's all your particulars. Ready to eat meal, 300 grams. Ready to eat meal, 300 grams. Biscuits, 250. Spread, 200. Jam, 50 times 2. Coffee extract, 7. Tea extract, 2.4 grams. Sugar, 50 grams. Coffee whitener, 6 grams. Salt, 3 grams. Instant fruit drink, 60 grams. And there's at least 2 of those. Chocolate, 50 grams. Very interesting chocolate bar that I kind of took a glance at, but I didn't really look at. 1989. They went through some changes on the chocolate bars. I have, like I said, I've got one from 1976 that is, it's complete. It's damaged. So I think that should be fine right there. It shouldn't. I'm going to keep it upright just like this, to where it cannot get any damage, and it will not. The jam won't leak out, because it appeared like it leaked from the top, probably from being flipped over and rough handled, and you know how the USPS does. But wow, what a ration, in impeccable condition, and I think likely fully edible. I said it. I think this thing will be fully edible, even though it's in tin cans, and the Germans, especially back then, weren't exactly shooting for long-term shelf life. That wasn't their main focus. But if you look at what has happened to our food in America Now, I'm not saying everywhere else. I don't know. I don't know what's going on everywhere else, but I know what's happened here. And since 2020, there have been more preservatives and chemicals added to our food than there is food in our food. And I'm not exaggerating. There are more chemicals in our food than there are the food that it is supposed to be. In most cases, not all, but most. I don't know what we're going to do about it. The whole MAHA or whatever, Make America Healthy Again movement feels and seems like it's not moving. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's my thoughts. That's my feeling. And I know what I think the reasoning behind this is. I think there's a couple reasons behind it. I think they think technology's better. If you look at what's going on with white bread in America, white bread, I saw a comparison that eating white bread in America, just your typical white, whatever brand you say Wonder Bread or whatever it is, that eating white bread is just as addictive as smoking cigarettes and just as harmful to your body as smoking cigarettes. It creates diabetes because obviously that white bread turns into sugar in your body. Your body breaks that down into more or less pure sugar. But beyond that, like I saw a video of a guy who took a piece of bread out of a loaf, watered it up. I can't remember if he stuck it in water or if he just let go of it and it came back to shape. I'm sure I could pull the video up and show you guys. I'm sure it's not hard to find. But I've been saying this now for a few years. Same thing with the milk. Do you guys remember probably about 2021, 2022, I had a gallon of milk that I forgot in my refrigerator. And by the time I had realized it was well past the date, and I decided to make an experiment out of it because it had not turned at all. It had not curdled. It had not went bad. It did not smell bad. I'd even tasted it, and it still tasted like milk. I left that milk in my refrigerator for 8 months past the date. Past the sale-by date is what they are. That milk never went bad. I finally just threw it out because I didn't want it. I was taking up too much space in my refrigerator, and I was just like, I think it became the holidays, and we just needed space in the refrigerator, so I got rid of it. But it never went bad. Milk. That wasn't milk. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't milk. So I bought a loaf of Sara Lee cinnamon raisin bread. And I thought texture was weird, tasted weird, whatever. And I ate one piece out of it. I didn't like it. And I left it set. Well, it was a whole loaf minus one piece, so I left it set there longer than what I should have. And finally, I decided, okay, it's not changing. And I'd take it out, I'd feel it, look at it, maybe throw that piece away that I took out. And I still have that loaf of bread in there. It's at least 7 months old. No changes whatsoever. That's not food. That is not food. Food, after being taken out of a hermetically sealed, it's basically a can. These retort pouches are basically a can. So if you take something out of a retort pouch or a can or something like that, it doesn't last long. They tell you got to eat it within an hour, but I've eaten things way longer than that out of a retort pouch. But it's recommended that you eat it within an hour. We have to start complaining and stop buying. Stop giving these people your money for death sandwiches and chemical foods. They're not. Again, something fundamentally changed in 2020, 2021 in America. I don't know if it was a government level issue or if just all manufacturers at one time were like, people are losing their taste and their smell. Let's take advantage of it and make all of our products, everybody make their products just worse. Because they already weren't good. Like, products started changing in the 80s, late 80s. They started adding tons of preservatives, tons of chemicals. And this all connects to Natick and the military, believe it or not. If they didn't do the research for all the preservatives and how to long-term store food and what you can do to food, most of these companies wouldn't even have the technology that they have and the processes that they have. This all ties back to the government. I mean, I know it's a broad term, and it seems to encompass a lot of things, because it does. I have my theories on why they're doing it. Shrinkflation, honestly, that's the least of our worries, dude. Our real issues, our real worries are what they are giving us to put in our gullets, what they're feeding us, what we're buying. You can't even go and buy decent farm vegetables or meats anymore because things are happening right now and have happened. I don't know. I'm not going to say they're irreversible. Knock on wood. I think that we can reverse what has happened because we're in the early stages, pretty early stages. It's been going on for decades now, though, at least 20 years, but it has increased and progressively gotten much worse over the past 4 to 5 years. We, as Americans, we're the only ones that can stop this. We have to take the power away from the people that have the power right now, because right now they are on a mission to make us sick, because sick people are worth a whole lot more money to them than healthy people. Plain and simple. They're not in the health industries. They're in the pharmaceutical industries. They're in the chemical industries. They're in the medical industries. I'm telling you, this is exactly what their agenda is to make us slowly less healthy, dependent on pharmaceuticals, which most of us are. We have to do something. We have to stop giving them our money. We have to stop buying this crap. But they've genetically modified the seeds, they've genetically modified the vegetables, they've genetically modified the beef, the chicken. Everything has been scientifically I got multiple words that I could use here, but not proper for YouTube. Everything has been changed fundamentally to the point to where it's nothing like it was 30, 40 years ago. I mean, they're playing with DNA when it comes to chickens and cows, our main food sources, and pigs. They've changed the seeds of our fruits and vegetables so much. And if you notice, you never see female fruit trees with fruit on them anywhere. That's because America decided back in the 80s or 90s that they were going to stop planting and they were going to stop growing. They were going to cut down all the ones that were already in towns and everywhere else, because you could go pick free food anywhere. That's one reason. Number two, it's because it created a mess, supposedly. which is just preposterous. We have to revert back to things that worked before and try to get ourselves back to edible foods, because right now we're not there. Weirdly enough, because of what I do, I probably have a more firm grasp on this than 99.99999% of the population, because I consistently eat foods from yesteryear. And consistently, those foods from yesteryear are better than what I'm going to pull out an MRE from 2022. Half of the MREs that I have pulled out of these 2022s were barely edible. Brand new, fresh, whatever. Barely edible. Around here, farmers have been fighting back. I got 3 places near me for true. Near me for true. Goes moldy in 3 days. Sourdough for 2 for fresh eggs. And I found 3 places that sell farm processed pork and beef. So we just had a little farmer's market pop up right here in my hometown, which is really weird because there's no population here. It's definitely not enough to, I wouldn't think, to sustain a store like this, but whatever. They are a farm, and they started a little, basically tiny grocery store of farm fresh foods. They sell fresh cut beef, pork, and some vegetables that the Amish are growing out here. Some fruits and vegetables that the Amish are growing out here. So it's all local. It's all supposed to be as good as you can get. But the problem with as good as you can get is it's all still been touched by the genetically modified. It's bred into the animals now. The seeds have been changed years ago. The seeds aren't the same. The corn's not the same. The green beans aren't the same. The peas aren't the same. Nothing's the same. Nothing's like it's supposed to be. We are in a world of hurt if we don't start fixing our food supply. America's one of the worst that I know of as far as like this particular issue that we have going on here. Here's a good for instance. Let's just take Kraft macaroni and cheese. Invented here in America. It's an American classic. It's synonymous with America, right? I'd say we could all agree on that. The formula has been changed at least 4 times. Now, cheese and milk are less than 2% of the ingredients list that make up Kraft macaroni and cheese. Go to Canada. Canada's formula has never changed. It's exactly the same right now as it was decades ago. Why? Why are we letting them do this here? It's cheaper for them to use the chemicals that they're using. They took out cheddar cheese and they put buttermilk in place of the cheddar cheese to make it seem cheesy still. This was years ago. The buttermilk has almost disappeared. The milk, the skim milk has almost disappeared again. I mean, what are we doing? I could rant on this all night. I don't know. I can't fix it myself. All I can do is spread what little knowledge that I have. There's a girl on TikTok that does direct comparison of vintage food items with fresh food items. And sometimes she even... So if she can get vintage food items list breakdowns, she'll get those. If she can't, she'll get pre-2020. So she'll get pandemic and post-pandemic and compare the ingredients list, and she's doing some amazing work. She doesn't have nowhere near enough followers, and I don't think her message is getting spread to nearly enough people. I wish I could remember the name of her page. Dang it. And I don't have any way to look her up because I don't have TikTok on it. I don't think I do. Let me look. I mean, I know I had it downloaded on here, but I don't think I still have it. If I do, I can show you guys. Or just go on TikTok and look up old Doritos versus new Doritos. That's one that she done. She done a Funyuns one, old Funyuns, new Funyuns, or wire Funyuns different, or something like that. What else has she done? She's done a lot. She did Oreo. She kind of missed one of the big points on Oreo, though. I kind of wish she would have covered, but she does. It's not. She didn't say anything wrong. She just missed a couple of key points that I would have included. What else? Anyway, go on TikTok. Look this young lady up. She's probably, I don't know, maybe in her 30s. I don't know. I cannot remember the name. If anybody looks it up and comes up with her name, let me know. What's up, Tom C? All right, so we're going to pick a meal out right now, and then we have got to try out. You know what? I want to try out one of these right now because Delicious said he wanted to know how these compared to American, and I think Delicious, you pick. Which one you want me to try first? You want me to try the Czech or the French? The French or the Czech? French Czech, Czech French. What's up, Jason? Jason Young. Sparta. The Czech. Got it. All right, so let me put those with the I'm packing. I'm going to pack these. Maybe. There we go. Yeah. Sparta. Such an attractive packaging. I mean, look at that. Like, they just go all out on the anti-smoking. Do you think this changes anything? What do you think? Do you think these images change anything versus how they used to, how the promotions in America used to be? Like, here, I got one right here. For instance, something like this. The whole Winston, the big display that you'd buy this whole thing. Buy two, get two free. Man, those were the days, weren't they? Those were the days. So this is just a totally random brand. Obviously, I've never heard of Sparta. We do not have these here. This is something I've never seen before. And I'm happy to get to try out as a tobacco aficionado, call me. I love to get to try different tobaccos. Consistently, other countries' tobaccos seem to outperform the American stuff. Wow. Look at that. Right mid-pack on the cellophane. That is a strange... Usually, it's right here. This is where the flap's at, right there. Usually that unwraps right here. I've never seen one that breaks right in the middle. Whole half of the pack just got opened up. Huh. Weird. Oh, well, that just pulled right open on the tax stamp. I thought I was going to have to cut the tax stamp. Focus camera. Jeez. Alright, you don't want to focus? That's what I was thinking, Elandil. This is Sparta! So the top is the exact same as the bottom, flipped. Like this. Huh. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. All right, with these vintage, or not vintage, but with these international packs, I usually try to keep the pull tabs intact. That's the Lucky Smoke. Go ahead and flip it. Get it right back down in there. There's the, I don't know, you can look at it as the unlucky or the lucky first victim. First victim of this pack. Let me smell them. Let's give it a sniff. Wow, really strong and robust scent. It's different though. It has a more earthy smell to it than, say, the American American tobacco. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big difference. Huge. I don't know if it's just where these were just opened. That has something to do with it. This has like a little bit of a green scent to it, like I don't know. Grab a match. Ooh. That tastes like food. The filter kind of tastes like beef ramen. I know how weird that sounds. I get it. I'm not lying to you, though. If you could only taste it. Not salty, but like that beef and I don't know. That's so strange. Jason, I'll put together like a variety pack for you, because when I go through everything, which ain't gonna be long, I'm getting ready to make a move here pretty soon. I'll put you together something cool. One thing I noticed about the filter is it's like kind of soft. That's extremely strong on the first draw, on the first hit. A little bit harsh. It's got a lot of flavor though, a lot. Umami, huh. Second hit was a lot more smooth. I will give it that. Only complaint. How about now? Can you hear the microphone now? No audio. Jesus. Oh, you can't hear me? Yay! All right. I'm going to unplug the microphone and see if that... How about now? Can you still hear me after I unplug the microphone? Yes. Okay, cool. Looks like Tom said yes after the microphone. Mid review of this cigarette here. These are really strong. These are one of the strongest cigarettes. They don't taste like they're cheap. The tobacco quality is high. It's good quality tobacco. No weird aftertaste. It does have a savory aspect to it. I don't know how to describe it other than it doesn't taste like ramen anymore, not now that it's lit, but before it had a very almost like beefy ramen. I know that sounds strange, but that's what it tasted like. My only complaint is the filter. That might have just been this one. Let me see what another one feels like. It might all be like that. That one feels more firm. Might just be this one. Yeah, they're all kind of soft, but not as soft as this one, it feels like. It doesn't feel like there's hardly any restriction to the filter either, which is... I'm not used to that. And look how... It's like not filtering much. I would put these at like do a 1 to 10 rating on quality, taste, overall, like experience of the cigarette itself, how it hits, smoothness, everything. I'd put this at like a probably like a 7.5, 7.75, somewhere along in there. 7.5 to 8 is where I would put this at. Whereas like an American Spirit would be close. It'd be like a 9.5. They're about as good as they get. This does have a really clean tobacco. Like the way it smokes, it smokes like a really clean tobacco. Doesn't feel like there's additives in it. Feels pretty low tar as well. Because I can tell when there's a whole bunch of tar in them. All right, let's pick out a... That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty impressed by that. Let's get a ration real quick. I don't know what all we got left here. In case B, I'm going to move this over here for now. Okay. Whoop. There went an MRE. I am quite hungry. I've not eaten since yesterday. Nothing. I've not had anything at all since yesterday evening. So we're in case B here. We got two Mexican things here. Mexican style rice and bean bowl, and we got Mexican style chicken stew. I didn't know we had two Mexican styles. Look at that. Tell me the Mexicans ain't influence America. They definitely are. Cheese tortellini, we know that's going to suck. Just because the red sauce in these MREs have really been pretty bad. There's the pepperoni pizza slice. Beef patty jalapeno pepper jack. You got a 22 case A. That's what these are, is 2022. So, yeah, they super affordable on eBay right now. You can get 2 cases shipped to your door for like $85 or maybe even a little less. That's crazy cheap. That's like, what is that? It's less than $4 a meal. Because at $4, it'd be $48. What are they? $4 a piece? That'd be, let's see, 12 of them would be 40. That'd be $48. $4 a piece. So maybe like $3.75 a piece. They're crazy cheap right now. This is that one weird chicken chunk that's got something in it. I'm not sure what it is. That may be the chicken chunk itself. I don't know. You guys, we went through this before, but like, I don't know what that right there is. But now, that's got to be the chicken itself. That's what that's got to be. I went through the list and looked, like, what could it possibly be, but that's the only thing I can come up with. Wait, am I zoomed out all the way? What the heck? Huh. And we got Southwest beef and black beans. That is a good menu right there. I got one more over here. This is all we got left in case B. Pork sausage patty, maple flavor. Yep, we're not doing that one. I've done that one enough. All right. Well, let's narrow it down. We're not doing cheese tortellini. I can already tell you it's going to be gross. But eventually I'll do it. We got beef goulash. We got beef patty with jalapeno pepper jack. So it's supposed to have pepper jack in it, in the burger. Southwest beef and black beans, menu 24, the last menu of the MRE case of 2022. Mexican style chicken stew. Didn't I just have one of these? What did I have? What did I have last week? Tuesday or whenever that was. Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it was. What did I have? I thought I had Mexican style chicken stew. What the heck? I am drawing a brain fart.
Meatballs.
Oh, I had meatballs. Yeah, that's right. I had meatballs. Before that, I had burrito bowl. I had the burrito bowl. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Mexican style chicken stew. I got them confused. I was thinking that the burrito bowl was supposed to be like the Mexican style chicken stew. I was thinking it should have been more runny, and it was actually really good. I really enjoyed the burrito bowl this time. So I've been about 50-50 on these. Half of them have been horrendous. The other half have been pretty decent meals. So I don't think we got anything bad here to pick from. I think this is a boring one, other than the fact I'm not really sure what that is. And I think this is a replacement menu. I believe it's the replacement for the tuna. They put a chicken chunk in instead. Yeah, because it's a menu 5. This is a case A menu. So likely they just stuck in chicken in place of tuna and put the rest of the other tuna stuff in here. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. And I thought I just felt one that had crackers in it. Hang on. Which one was it? This one. This one right here. That has got to be crackers right there. I have not had crackers yet out of neither one of these cases. And I've had, what, 7, 8 menus out of them probably? Maybe, I don't know, more? I don't know. Something like that. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. I could not hold that. Hold that back. Anyway, there's crackers in there. Crackers don't seem to be popping up very much. And I know that they supposedly eliminated them. So that really sucks because, hey, I like the crackers. I like it way better than a wheat snack bread. I can tell you that. Or a white wheat snack bread or whatever. Okay, this is what we got to pick from. Should we narrow it down some more? We're not going to do the pizza slice unless you guys really want to see the pizza slice. I think everybody's pizza sliced out. Menu 23, pepperoni pizza slice, or pizza slice, comma, pepperoni. Tranche de pizza pepperoni. I'm sure that's not how you say that. Tranche. I don't freaking know. So no pepperoni pizza. So we got trying to get it to where you can see them all. Maybe. There we go. We got it narrowed down to 5 already. What else can we eliminate? I've never had this one, so it's a vegetarian option. And does this one say vegetarian on it? I swear. Hang on. Cheese tortellini, I think says vegetarian on it. Yeah, look. Vegetarian. This one says vegetarian. This one does not. Weird. I thought they all said vegetarian. I think they all, well, all the vegetarian menus, I thought used to say vegetarian on them. Is this not actually vegetarian? Interesting. Huh. So only one of the 4 vegetarian menus say it, because I know Tuesday or Monday, whatever day it was that I did the last one, I looked at them thinking that they would say vegetarian. Neither one of them said vegetarian. I thought that was strange. So anyway, there we are. So I've had just the main of this before. It's been a long time. It's been years since I had it. I've not had this one. That's one of my favorites. Big fan of the Mexican style chicken stew. The Southwest beef and black beans is probably my top. It's definitely top 5, if not top 3, of modern menus. So the Southwest beef and black beans is really good. Big fan. Mexican style chicken stew, also top 5 menu. Big fan of the Mexican style chicken stew. I'm wondering how much correlation between these two there are. I'd like to see a direct comparison between the two, seeing as how they kind of look to be pairing them like it's like the same thing minus the chicken. Maybe. I don't know. Let me look at the chat, see what y'all are talking about. The Iris sliced? The Iris sliced mini loaf is much better than the wheat snack bread. The what? I don't know what that first word is right there. Something sliced. Iris sliced? Is that an L or it's probably an L. LRE sliced mini loaf. So does any of these have the mini loaf in it? Because it seemed like 2022 is when they came out with that mini loaf, if I'm not mistaken. But it's only in like a couple menus, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about that, but it might be in like that one or something, since that's a new menu. So let's pick between. I'll get rid of this Mexican style chicken stew, because I've eaten that one 100 times, probably multiple times on live streams before. The pre-sliced bread makes it good for the beef patty and pork sausage. The pre-sliced bread. I have not had the mini loaf yet. I have not had one, so I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't even seen one before in a review or anything. Now, you got me curious. I want to look one up. Is it like the old MRE mini loaves? Do you know what those were? What those look like? bourbon rump roast. Looking into making, I think you meant looking into making a bourbon rump roast. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Made my mouth water thinking about it, actually. Again, I'm a little hungry. So, any of these is going to be fine with me, you know. You guys probably don't want to see a vegetarian. Wait, this one's got crackers. Pretty sure, yeah, that's crackers. So this one had crackers, and so did something else. So we know that ain't got no mini loaf in it. This one feels like it's got the most stuff in it. I don't know what that is on the back. Beef goulash does not feel like it's got crackers in it. And the beef patty we know should not have crackers in it. All right, we've narrowed it down to 3. Slap a 19, 22, or 24 in the chat, and I will roll with what you guys pick. What month? 2022. These are. Hang on. Look at the case. Look at the case. Well, I gotta flip it over. It is May of 2022. 5/25. Wait a second. 2125 is the production date. Wait a second. Is that right? Huh. Then it says -01. I don't know why it says -01. By the way, if anybody knows where there's any older cases of MREs, like preferably anything between 2008 to 2013, and I would go up to as far as 16 or 17. Anything older. I'm looking for anything older. Just because I don't like the new stuff. I really don't. I'm not a fan of really any of it. All right, looks like 22 is the pick. Let's do 22. Beef goulash. Beef goulash it is. I know, it seems like I kind of didn't like this main, if I remember right, but it's been years. It was when it first came out, so it might not have been as good as it should be, or is now. Look at that weird spot under my thumbnail. Some dirt under my fingernail, too. I don't know what that is. It's growing out of it, I think. I hope. It's getting a little bigger, though. It's kind of weird. I know I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Just kind of scares me. I've always had weird thumbnails, though. I've never liked them. Not exactly very peelable, right? I mean, this is not. I guess you get a nice little convenient carrying handle. Perfect to strap on your. You could put a carabiner through there, and that'd be a. Actually, you know what? That turned into a nice little water bag. I don't know if it could. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that could hold. You could fill that up to right there with water and slosh a little bit, probably. But it'd be easy to carry. That's actually kind of convenient. But, I mean, it's not supposed to be like that. You can make carrying handles on your MRE bags if you ever need to carry water or something in a pinch or something heavy, even. You can strap it on your belt, put whatever, and you could use that like a pouch. First things first, we got the beef goulash. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I want to show you guys something on the... we got 2 cards last week. Or with the meatballs. For the cobbler, which the cobbler was amazing. If you guys didn't catch that live stream, just go back and just scroll through real quick and look at that cobbler, how it came out. I've never seen one come out the way that one came out. It came out perfect. Really weird. And weirdly enough, that the cobbler cake thing is made out of cookie dough. It's just cookie. It's like, I don't know, it's like a wet cookie. Production date, 40th day? Really? 40th? Wait, 204. Wait, what? Yeah. Wow. Did I just have a brain fart? I did. It's okay. It's going to bother me. Beef goulash. What's next? Oh, these are, you know, I didn't like these as a kid, like little sugar cookies like this. But these right here, I have not been able to find anything in the store that mimics these. Not exactly. The ones I find, they got weird aftertastes. They don't taste as good or as buttery. These are amazing. I love the patriotic sugar cookies. They have become a favorite of mine. And here is our extremely useless and weak accessory packet. I don't know. I guess if you're out there, I mean, you got a pack of salt in there, you got a wet wipe, you got some matches, which if you need to light a fire, perfect. You can heat your food up. You got your chiclet style gum, and of course, your United States issued butt ration right there. That, you know, it's not big enough. Let's be honest. Paper towel, napkin, butt ration, whatever you got to use it for. 70th day of 22 on that. In my opinion, almost virtually useless accessory pack. Here is our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. I wish it was fully biodegradable, but if that was the case, then it would be useless, almost. What else we got in here? We got flameless ration heater. We ain't gonna mess with that. We got... What's this? Hey! Oh, this is another favorite of mine. Strawberry jam. Yeah! Oh, man, I love getting strawberry jam. That's awesome. What else? And peanut butter. It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Something in a baseball bat. I can't remember how it goes. What else? What else? What's this? Applesauce. Nice. It's not Zapplesauce. It's just applesauce. Just applesauce. What else? What else? We got other stuff in here still. I'm trying to not pull the cards out yet. And we have a... Hey! Look at that! A mini loaf. Sliced whole wheat. Is this just wheat snack bread? I don't know. Let's add up our calories real quick. Hang on, there's something else in here. My bad. Hey! Ooh. We got a beverage base powder orange, and it's not electrolyte. Yay! It's just a regular orange beverage base. Sweet! And that is everything out of this bag. Hey, Amber, is my water in there okay? No, it's not being there. Here is our applesauce. 160 calories. All right, somebody with a calculator at home, if you don't mind, will you please take a tally? Let's start with this beef goulash at 200 calories. Let's see how many calories is in here. Our sugar cookies, we have 240 calories. Our peanut butter, we have 160 calories. Extremely calorie dense for a 1 ounce package. Our strawberry jam, we have 70 calories. Our mini loaf sliced whole wheat bread, 230 calories. Our applesauce, we have 160 calories. And our beverage base, we have 130 calories. So, what do we got here? 440. Did anybody get a tally? Really? It's only 1190? Wow. Wow. So with the gum, call it 1200. Oh, you got 1290. So we're missing 100 somewhere. So there's 440. That makes it 500. That makes it 600. 830 plus 70 makes it 900. 1060. 1060 plus 130 makes it 1190. Right? I think I got 1190. 1.121 gigawatts is what I got. Nice. So yeah, I got 1190 after the re-edition. That's wild. So 1200 calories on the dot, man. They are really skimping on these things, aren't they? Used to be, you go back to like the 2015, 2014, 2013s, you pick a menu out, and more than likely you're going to come up with like 14 to 1500 calories out of it. You know, they say bare minimum 12, 1300 calories, but in reality, those were definitely tacking higher. Let me go heat this up, and I will be right back. I'm just going to throw it in the hot water in here. Hopefully that works. All right. I'll make you a table. Lost all kinds of weight already. My cat has got me stressed to the max. I don't know what could be wrong with her. She's got a hernia that I just noticed, which isn't good. And I'm thinking maybe she's got something stuck in her belly. I don't know what it could be, though, because I don't feed my cats anything that could make that happen. All right, and we get to see what the mini loaves look like. That's good. That's good. Good. I don't even have room to hardly stuff another spoon in here. All right. Let me check the time. 11 o'clock. I need to get that out. Let's start with the mini loaf. I want to see what it looks like. 66 day. These are early dates, especially for the case to have a March Wait, January, February, March, April, May. A May pack date. A May. Because it's 5. I think that's what it said. 5/22. Let me look again. Yep. Yep. May. A lot of this stuff's early in the year. Oh. Oh. Okay. So they took the little corners off of it. Huh. Okay. I'm a little disappointed that it's wheat, but it doesn't smell like a wheat snack bread. It has a different smell. Huh. It doesn't have that classic floury, doughy scent to it. This smells more cooked is the way I'd describe it. And look how soft. Super, super soft. It feels really delicate. Yeah, it is pretty delicate. I guess I'll put that like that. All right. Let's get this drink done before I got to go get the stuff out. The orange. It smells good. Whoops, that's too much. Let me try the powder. It's really cakey. Doesn't taste like it had real sugar in it. Is this sugar free or something? What do we got here? Well, sugar's the first ingredient. Huh. Maltodextrin, citric acid, sodium citrate, natural and artificial flavors, sorbic acid. Then you got all your dyes. Yum, yum. Get your daily dose of yellow 6. Wait. Yellow 6 Lake, red 40 Lake, DL alpha taco something perol, soy lectin, silicon dioxide, and monocalcium phosphate. Gotta love it. Gotta love this stuff, man. There's no way that this is good for you at all. Not even a little bit. Not even as hydration. $140 milligrams of sodium. Not too bad. A heck of a lot better than the carbohydrate one for me anyway. For my personal use and palate and whatnot. I think I'm going to need a new bottle of water. I am. Got a little bit left right here. Go ahead and dump that in. All right. She wasn't there a minute ago. Okay. This calls for 12 ounces, but I'm not doing that. I like to go with about 9. This completely full was about 12, so that's probably a little light. Okay. It's probably 9 or 10 right there. Spoon. Quick stir. I don't want to go get that out of that boiling water, or it's going to be tasting like metal. That will get clear as it sets. I guess it settles and dissolves. All right, be right back. If she'll eat it, give her all of it. Sorry. Just bought the cat some tuna. Is that the only can we got? Okay. Next up, we will do the applesauce. Now, I'm just going to take a corner off of this pouch, squeeze it out. Regular old applesauce, not the cinnamon, not applesauce, not anything. It's just, should just be regular. These bowls always trick me and make me think that they're dirty. See how that is in it? That's made into the bowl. It's a melamine or whatever you want to call it. Oh, wow, look how light colored that is. Quite solid. Quite a stiff texture for applesauce, really. Oops. Alright, that's all I can get. I don't think I've had regular old applesauce in a long time. It's usually Zapplesauce, and Zapplesauce is quite different. You guys that watch these videos or have ever had it before can tell instantly by looking at this that this, yeah, melamine does not tolerate the microwave. You are correct. I tried it one time, and that's the only time ever. We'll never do it again. Yeah, this is way stiffer. A lot bigger chunks of the apples. I mean, you can kind of tell with that little over spillage that I had right there that it's kind of on the chunky side for an applesauce. It looks really, really good, though. I must say. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a huge applesauce guy. Like, I wouldn't just eat applesauce in my day-to-day life, usually. I'm not going to say I wouldn't do it, but I just don't usually do it. But that looks really good. All right. Patriotic sugar cookies. They are always broken like this. No matter what, even though, like, that case hasn't seen a whole lot of movement, they look like this. So. Oh, man. Cut open the strawberry jam. Needs kneaded a little bit. Needs kneaded. Use my knife. Didn't realize a cookie fell under there. Nice little pile of cookies over there. Smaller the hole, more control, as Gundog says. Our jam, and our peanut butter is already ready to cut open. Yeah, I'd prefer to just eat an apple as well. But in a case like this, I mean, you know, this makes sense. You can't pack an apple in an MRE. Well, you probably could. With the way chemicals are today, you could probably manage it. Spray it with some, I don't know, time-altering spritz and put it in a retort pouch and apple 50 years from now. Edible. Beef goulash. Coming right up. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Super hot towel. Blazing hot. What's our sodium level in this? 560. It's not bad. 25% of your daily. Usually it's well in the 30s, like high 30s. I've seen it way higher than that even, but yeah, I managed to not get splashed for a change. All right. So, red sauce in this has not been the greatest with the other menus, so let's see what this looks like. It's really hot. Oh. Hey now. Lots of carrots. Some chunks of beef in there that I'm seeing. Come on out of there. Sure there's no more of the good stuff like the beef in there. Oh, I was wrong. A chunk of beef just came out. I will squeeze it because of that. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to now. Oh, I think I got one little chunk of beef out there still. All right. Let me get rid of this. Water she can drink, the better. Okay, we are prepared to eat. Starting with the beef goulash. So right there's a big old chunk of, well, not. I thought it was one piece, but it's not. Anyway, there's some beef there that looks not to be overly processed. A little stringy, not quite as tender as what you'd like to see, but look at that. That's proper grain of the meat. It does not look like pressed and formed crap. That's a good sight to see in your meal. You do not want to see that stuff that doesn't look like meat. What's this look like? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which this is still going to be considered processed, pressed and formed, whatever, but this is not like what I'm talking about. That looks, still got the proper meat grain to it, which is what I want to see when I'm eating stuff like this. All right. Let's take a look at the ingredients list before we get too far. First ingredient's water, somehow. Somehow the first ingredient, what is in this the most, is water. Second ingredient, cooked, seasoned beef, which is absolutely what you want to see. I'd prefer it be the first ingredient, but okay, I'm okay with that. Modified food starch is your third ingredient. That is unfortunate. That's a binder. That's adding a thick texture to it. Ugh. Beef, water, seasoning, salt, dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion, chili pepper, dextrose, spice, yeast, extract, grill flavor. What is grill flavor? And then we got tapioca dextrin. That's one thing, tapioca dextrin. Sunflower oil, tricalcium phosphate, and we got modified cornstarch, of course. Corn syrup, of course. Corn syrup solid, sorry. Natural flavors, which are not natural flavors, by the way. Extract of garlic and lemon. Modified food starch again. Listed yet again. Sodium phosphate. We got carrots, tomatoes, and juice. Parboiled? Parboiled? What is parboiled? I don't know what that is. You guys see that? I am unfamiliar with what parboiled means. Parboiled long grain brown rice. There's spinach, tomato paste, and then it contains less than 2% of the modified food starch, smoked paprika, roast beef with beef juices, yeast extract, potato flour, corn maltodextrin, corn oil, natural flavorings, blah, 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 garlic, and salt and garlic powder. Paprika, garlic, salt and garlic powder. All right. I'm going to bet there's enough paprika in here to taste it. Maybe I'm wrong. Looks like there's plenty of beef. Look at that chunk of beef. That looks like a proper chunk of steak right there, does it not? All right. Long grain brown rice, carrots, tomatoes, spices. Beef goulash. Down the hatch. Oh, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Mmm. Mmm. The beef is nice. The sauce is not. It's really weird and pasty. Gelatinous. The rice is overcooked. Horribly overcooked. You blindfolded me and told me to try this. I would never guess that it was a rice dish of any sorts. This long grain brown rice does no longer hold the form, even flavor, any of that. It's just like mushy. It's kind of reminds me of like the spaghetti. If it was just cut in little teeny tiny pieces. It's just a mushy mess. Yeah, no. The beef has a nice chew to it. It's got a nice flavor to it. There's a lot of tomato going on. Kind of overpowering with the tomato. I don't taste the carrots at all. Really. I mean, just, if anything, it's very faint. The overall flavor, it has a very slight sweetness to it, which I'm guessing is from the tomato. And you do pick up on, like, the onion powder, the garlic, the paprika. It's just not very spicy in general. Let's add a little bit of this powdered hot sauce to it, because I freaking love this stuff. I really, Can't remember what menu I got it out of, but I do like it. It's good stuff. What the heck? Use a toothpick to open this up. There we go. Okay. Put a little bit right here. A little bit of this goes a long way. And of course this menu didn't come with it, so it's kind of cheating a little bit, but you could easily hang on to one of these and spread it out through a couple menus. I would do that for sure. I don't know about you guys, but I do that kind of stuff. I'm a saver. All right, let's see. There's your spinach chunks in there. Let's see if the hot sauce helps it out any. Well, that really brought some flavor out of it. I would say it accentuated a lot of the flavor that was already there and made it a lot better. The hot sauce is hot, or the powdered hot sauce, whatever. It is hot. But it's worth it. The heat and the flavor that it adds, I'm a fan. I already knew that I was anyway, but one more bite with the hot sauce here. A little bit of the rice, mostly beef. I think a lot of people would think that beef is a little tough and dry, but I like it. It's a solid meat. Probably a cheap cut, but it's got really good flavor to it. Kind of juicy. A little bit. Not much. It's good though. I like the beef. And I will, you know what? Hang on. Let me get one more bite here. Whoa, I don't want to eat all that. One bite. Holy cow. It's a huge chunk of beef. It won't be any better later than it is right now, I doubt. I have had some menus better the second time. Heat it up. Singapore curry chicken was the best heated up ration I've ever had. It's the best ration, maybe, I've ever had. It's up there. One of my favorites. I'll never get another one. Thing was awesome. All right. Well, let me try this and see if it's even worth like trying to mix it with it. I'm going to guess that this is going to be quite sweet on its own, but we'll find out and give it a try. Surprisingly, no. It's not. It's not like the wheat snack bread. not doughy. It's actually kind of flaky and slightly fluffy. It tastes way more like bread than the whole wheat snack bread. I like that. This is actually worth this is worth trying with this. This actually tastes like bread. Okay. Right. There we go. That kind of looks like a restaurant grade food right there. If you guys noticed, I got rid of that wart that was on my finger. Completely gone. I can't believe it. That thing was huge. But one day I just pulled it completely off. After I put some medicine on it. But if I was able to toast this some way, like over an open fire on a piece of metal or something, then maybe. As it is, it's all right if you need something to change it up, to like change up the flavor. But nah, it's better. This is better on its own. That's better on its own. All right, let me clean the spoon for the 5th time now. I keep going back in for more. All right, I got it. Let's do the bread with some peanut butter. Just gonna put a little bit right there on that little outcropping of bread that we got right there. Try it. The peanut butter tastes like it's got more sugar in it now. It's certainly got more of a sweet taste to it. Kind of like the Canadian peanut butter. And these two mixed together gets this really earthy, like almost like dirt. I know it's strange. The peanut butter mixed with the bread's kind of weird. Unless, might just be the peanut butter. I don't think so, though. I'll try. Now, that peanut butter's sweet. Very strong peanut, obviously. Thick, creamy, peanut buttery. I don't think it mixes very well with the bread on its own. Not my cup of tea. But we have something for that in the form of strawberry jam, which is one of my favorite things to get in an MRE, for real. Look at that. That is just fruity perfection right there. I can already tell you, just by judging by the look of it. Look at the seed. You can see right there in the end. I can't smell it, but Singapore is a good place to visit. Good food from all over the world. Really? Singapore. I've been wanting to go to Thailand myself, but I mean, I would definitely check out Singapore. This, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. It's fruity, it's strawberry, It's got a like a cooling, some like a, I don't know, you know how like a, it's just got kind of a cooling texture to it. Look, it's just, it's perfect. It's so fresh. So fresh. Because these rations are quite fresh. Only 3 years old. That's super fresh for me. You guys know that. All right, there is the peanut butter and strawberry jam. It's really good. But I prefer those on their own. I prefer the taste of the strawberry jam on its own. And I prefer the taste of the peanut butter mixed with this bread on its own. I'm pretty sure. Try some peanut butter. Yeah. See, I pick up on the saltiness when it's on its own. Mixed with the jam, it doesn't, I don't get that saltiness. And it kind of cancels out the flavor of the strawberry jam, which I really like the flavor of. And I prefer to taste it. Yeah. Eating it on its own like that is definitely the way to go. But, hang on. Let me try this applesauce. Mix it, a little bit of that liquid over there. Kind of separated, I guess. All right, try the applesauce on its own here. Really thick, chunky applesauce. Extremely fresh. The apple flavor is really nice. You do pick up on the maltodextrin. It kind of leaves a film in your mouth. Not a huge fan of that. But flavor is really nice. And that film in your mouth, it goes away pretty quick. The maltodextrin, it kind of melts away. But I want to try putting a little peanut butter on here. And some applesauce. Nope. I don't like that. It's alright, but it just turned into a mushy mess in my mouth. It's not good. I don't like it. Do we have an American flag that we can be proud of in here? Come on. Tell me we got one that's not looking like that. What's that? Oh. Come on. No. That's the other part of that one, I think. It is. I mean, that or it's just, I got lucky and it's extremely close. There's a Liberty Bell. What is that? I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Oh, it's a torch. And like a coin. I guess. Is that it? Yeah, there's a little better design on that one. But we ain't got one American flag. We have almost a star. Dang it. It's pretty bad. We ain't even got really any full ones in here other than that coin right there, and that's it. Yep, that is it. All right. Patriotic sugar cookies, one of my favorites. Buttery. Melt in your mouth. It's almost like a perfect mix between a shortbread cookie and a sugar cookie. Because they're definitely taste more like shortbread to me than they do a sugar cookie. Because all the sugar cookies that I've bought trying to get something to mimic these, I'll tell you what, the animal crackers are not even in the same realm. I can tell you that. Let's see how this goes. Wow. That's like apple pie. It's like a buttery crust on a... Oh, that's really good. Really good. I like that. I like it a lot. Get rid of some of these pieces. Oh, a little runny. Drop the piece. If you guys ever get this menu, you've got to mix these two. I just want to fill this up with cookies now. That is an amazing mixture. Although I really do like the cookies flavor on their own, so I hate to waste them that way. I'm telling you, the aftertaste that these have, I can't find anything that comes close. So good. Other than like the shortbread cookies that are in the Food Packet Survival General Purpose, the compressed and formed ones, the little rectangles, those had that really nice buttery aftertaste that these have. No weird mouth feels or fat, like films from fat, anything like that. It's just a really good cookie. I'd love to know if these are on the civilian market anywhere, or what company this even is. Let me look. Merrick Wall. Yeah. These probably aren't on the civilian market, and they should be. These need to be sold to civilians. Bleached, enriched wheat flours, first ingredient. And then just some chemicals. Soybean, canola, mixed tocopherol, whatever, added as antioxidants. High fructose corn syrup, yuck, yuck, yuck. Leavening, there's your butter flavor. Man, this ingredients list looks like crap. Really, it does not taste These do not taste like that ingredients list. They really don't. They taste just like a really nice buttery shortbread mixed with a little sugar cookie. I had no coffee. Again. I think they've done away with it. Or no, it was in a menu at least. I think I had like a Dior or something. So, haven't tried the drink yet. Yep, it tastes awful after those cookies. I had a feeling. This does not taste like Tang. This tastes more like, what's this taste like? I don't know. It tastes awful right now. I can't give you a good gauge on what that tastes like. Even though I've had it 100 million times before. It mimics High C. It tastes like High C from McDonald's. This tastes almost identical to the High C from McDonald's. It's crazy. Yep, that could fool my palate. Blindfold me, give me that, tell me it was the orange drink High C from McDonald's, I'd believe it. For sure. That's exactly what it tastes like. Overall, pretty solid meal. Glad that I had the hot sauce to add to this, the powdered hot sauce. Great stuff, really great stuff. Like this, wish they'd bring back more coffee in the menus that they've gotten rid of, which I really do not like. They've just tried to cheap out as much as they can. When other countries are making their rations better, we're trying to make ours cheaper and less calories even. Like, come on. It's sad. It's really sad to see the way that the rations are going. Overall, this is a solid meal. You know, 3 meals with this calorie count, you're looking at just slightly under 3,600 calories, if not right at 3,600 calories. If you count the gum, that would have put this right at 1,200 if there's 10 calories in the gum, which I'm not sure that there is, because I'm not sure that it has sugar in it. I'm pretty sure it's got saccharin or something in it, because that's what everybody thinks it's a laxative. All right, flip the camera back around here. Well, I'm just going to have a cigarette with you guys, and, oh yeah, skimping on the drinks for sure, and the accessory packets are a joke. I mean, again, everything has gotten more expensive. We are, all of us, what was it? There was something earlier today. We were talking about prices, and it was just like, yeah, think about pre-2021 to now, and the same things could have been said in 2021 and 2022, like when the prices went. But companies are taking full advantage of us and the situation and the environment and the economy, all that. They're taking advantage of all that. And we're the ones that suffer because of that. They're making more profits than they ever have, and they've been doing that since the pandemic. And their products are cheaper made, lower quality, obviously with the cheaper made. Not always the case, but 90% of the time probably or more. And they're putting chemicals and other fillers in place of what were good quality ingredients. So, just for instance, like the one I was talking about earlier, the Canadians call it Kraft Dinner. KD is the way it's advertised up there, but down here, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. They've ruined it. It's inedible. It's inedible. You can't eat it. It's awful. my personal opinion now, and you know, you do with that what you will. But I highly recommend to everyone to pay attention to the ingredients lists on what you're buying. Learn what those ingredients are, what they do as far as the makeup of whatever product it is that you're buying. Because a lot of times you'll notice that they're putting chemicals and fillers in place of things like butter, skim milk, seasonings even. Like, they have just knocked seasonings out, and I don't know how they do it. I really don't. And expect us to just buy it, shut up, and eat it. We've got to stop giving them our money. We've got to stop giving them our money. That's the only way. That's the only thing they're going to listen to. That's the only thing that will make changes. It's the same way with the government. If we don't stop giving the government our money, they're going to continue doing exactly what they're doing. They're spending what? Let's say right now, what's upcoming, they're spending 30% more than what is coming in prior years, going back to 21. We're still spending money right now like it was a pandemic. Why? Why are we still spending money in 2025 like it's 2021? Anybody that could give me a rational explanation to that, I would be thankful to have it. Don't know that I would agree with it, but I would listen. I know what's happening. You've got all these people with their hands out, these things that we're supposed to be funding and these agendas that we have no interest in. The American people, most of the American people, 95 to 99% of the American people have zero interest in some of these topics, but our money's paying for it. So when I say our money's paying for it, let's just let's use AIDS prevention as an example. In other countries, okay? Let's say they allocate $100 million. That's probably low. Let's just say they allocate $100 million for this. And it's supposed to go to Africa, Zimbabwe, South Africa. Let's just say that this is where the money is supposed to be going. It takes off out of the bank account and goes to a slush fund that's specifically for AIDS prevention. And there's people that are tasked with what that means. By the time that money makes it there, less than 10% of that money will go towards the actual cause that it is allocated for to begin with. 90% of it will pay people's wages and disappear. Poof. Like it just thin air. Gone. That's where I come into a huge issue. I understand you have to pay the people that have to deal with the actual programs, leadership of these programs, the people that have to distribute these products, you have to pay for the products that you're getting. That's what the money's supposed to be going towards, but it's not. 90% of the money is not being allocated properly. I would say actually in reality, like 75% of it's not. Because I would say a solid 10% should go towards wages of the people that are supposed to deal with this massive amount of money and distributing it to buy products that are supposed to prevent what it's supposed to prevent, right? So that should leave 90% of that money that should be going towards the actual cause. But it's the opposite. 90% doesn't go towards the actual cause. Only 10% does. And this has been proven time and time again. This is the inefficient, incorrect, sloppy way that our government is allowed to function and work. We are the only ones that can stop it. That's it. We stop funding them. We have to stop giving them our money. That's hard to do, because that means taking some pretty drastic moves and risking your freedom to do so. It's a hard decision to make. Bureaucracy and red tape. You've got you want to build in California, you got to wait a year, up to a year on permits. Just to even submit permits, it's taken months, and then once they get permitted, then it takes another 6 months for them to okay those permits or plans, whatever. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then the cost of building materials, depending on where you're at, the cost of land, you know, when it comes to issues like the bureaucracy and the red tape that they have just built in to this system is ridiculous. And we should be eliminating as much of that as possible. And I could go on and on about this. I mean, if we don't, we should do away with the Patriot Act, and every single word in it needs to be thrown in the trash can and never looked at again. It should have never passed in the first place. What a joke. When they did that on the weekend, it was like a Saturday or Sunday night, and they rushed it through in like 2 or 3 days. Only 2 people actually read the bill. 2 people. And the 2 people that actually read the bill were very outspoken and loud voting against it when it came up. Can't remember exactly. I can't remember who they were. I can see them in my head because I remember they were on that Michael Moore documentary back in the day. I think it was might have been Fahrenheit 9/11. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what it was. Probably. Hey, LC, howdy. I may be late, but better than never, right? Happy Saturday, by the way. What did you miss? Open the package from Delicious. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. You do not have to do that. At all. At all. At all. Quick recap. Started off. Had this from the second MRE meetup. Showed this from the first MRE meetup because it has a puck in it of disgustingness. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. This thing is mega gross. Anyway. Then we open the package from Delicious that has a 1989 Eimenfachen EPA from Germany. 2 packs of smokes. 1 from the Czech Republic. The other from France. Right here. I cannot pronounce the French one. Anybody want to try to explain to me in the chat exactly how to say that? My pronunciation is not always that good. You know, over the years, if you go back and watch, if you can, I don't know if I privated a lot of my early videos just because they were so bad. But if you go back and watch my earlier stuff, I would have to say I don't watch it. I don't watch any of my stuff. Hardly. Other than when I'm editing. When I start editing, like, you watch it a gazillion times, you don't. Anyway. My accent has probably, I don't know, I'd say I've lost the majority of it. I'm not going to say I can't hear it, obviously. I cannot hear my own accent. Nobody can hear their own accent, usually. Maybe some people can, because how do Australians and British folk, because I've seen British people just start talking like Americans. I've seen Australians just pull a American accent right out of their mouth. I don't get it. Anyways, quick recap. That's what I was doing. Tried one of the smokes. Then we did a consensus and picked out the beef goulash, which overall, solid meal. Had the mini loaf in it, which is the first time I ever had the mini loaf. The beef goulash itself, not that great. But Dan, LC, you're not the only one that got here late. Thank you for the super chat, both you guys. You guys don't have to do that. I super appreciate you being here at all. You know, it's much appreciated. Doing a recap. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Picked out the beef goulash. Overall, solid meal. Came with the patriotic sugar cookies. Sorry for the crooked camera angle, but I'll just have to fix it again. Peanut butter, strawberry jam, one of my favorites. Regular old plain Jane applesauce, which is like 3 times as chunky as applesauce. Thicker, sweeter too, actually. I didn't even think it's sweeter. The mini loaf, which is interesting, will split down the middle, and it does not taste like wheat snack bread, surprisingly. It looks like it would, but it does not taste like wheat snack bread. I'm quite shocked by the bread. It's not bad. It's a step up in the bread department from what we've had. It's still not like bread. I mean, it's not like the Canadian bread. It's not like the Australian bread, it's my favorite. The Australian bread is my favorite. The beef goulash was mushy other than the beef. The beef was quite good and, cheap cut, but decent beef. Orange drink tastes like orange high C from McDonald's. And I think these are one of my... I love these things. They're so good. They're so good. I wish they sold something comparable, but they don't. And that was it. Now we're here. Now we are here. The EPA. I have now, thanks to Delicious, this nicely vintage 1989 menu number 4. I don't know what the mains are. EPA from Germany. I also have it might be like a 91 or a 90 CR1M from Australia with all cans that I think might be mostly edible, but probably not. Mostly. It'll be mostly edible. The cans are going to be questionable. Probably not edible. Anyway, between those two, international, nice, got some age on them, got some great quality. We need to, we got to get the reviews started again, and which I have been pressing to get the studio done anyways. I've seen a super chat come through from LC. There is a disorder known as forging accent syndrome. I will post the explanation of what it is in the comments below. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Foreign accent syndrome is a rare medical condition where a person suddenly begins to speak with an accent that is perceived as foreign despite having the... Oh, I saw a woman that had that. I think she had a British accent, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the thing. Like, to have a proper British accent, you'd have to hear it, right? Like, you'd have to study it. You'd have to hear it. you wouldn't know what words to use unless you had watched a TV show where there was a lot of British accents or something. I would think. It often results in, wait a minute, it often results from brain damage due to a stroke or a head injury. While it can be temporary, it may also require speech therapy for treatment. Yeah, so I think I've seen that before with a woman that had a British. I think it was either British or Australian, one or the other, but it was something English. It's not like she just started speaking French. It's an accent. It's not a full blown speech change. Although I can't remember who I was talking to about this. And obviously, this is a rare thing that happens, but it does and has happened where people will get an injury, brain injury usually, well, always, it has to be a brain injury, and they'll wake up with a musical ability or a highly technical mathematic ability or architectural ability, or they just wake up after this injury and are able to perform things that there's no way. Well, they're outperforming the best studied people in the world sometimes. It's crazy. I remember they did an episode of House about it, if I'm not mistaken, but it's real. It's rare, but it's real. I just missed an eBay item today. I was going to send you one unopened Australian can from Vietnam. Whoa. From Vietnam. And an empty first aid kit can, empty emergency can, and unopened Australian World War II ration can. Unopened? I think I might have seen that. No way. I didn't see that. I saw an Australian something or other, but it was a survival. It was one of the little, like, naval survival rations. They are... So, eBay's the best source and has been forever for finding vintage rations, because eBay really has, I should say, consistently brought the best prices for people that are looking to sell their collections or their vintage items. And of course those prices have went up just like everything else. It's just, I'd say we're up 50%, and that's what we are up. Well, 100%. So if something 2020 would have cost me $50, now it cost me $100, with exceptions. For instance, cases of MREs. For some reason, there has to be an insanely huge amount of surplus out there right now. For MRE cases, you can get case A and B shipped to you for like $84. Like $42 a case shipped. To ship an MRE case is like $30, well, depending on where it's going, it could be like $40. If I were going to ship a case of MREs to California, it'd probably cost me like $39, $38, $39. That leaves a $3 margin, which means they're either losing money on them, no way they bought the cases for less than $3 a case, or they got them for free. Like, and there's 2 or 3 people on TikTok right now that are selling them, and man, oh man, it's aggravating watching that stuff on TikTok. So I came across a live stream of a guy peddling MREs. I'll give you this quick breakdown and story of my encounter with someone on TikTok who was selling MREs. He was presenting them as brand new, meaning super fresh. And I was thinking, cool, like, you got cases of 2024 or 2025s? And I said, what's the inspection date? He blocked my question, and it got erased. I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, hey, what's the inspection date on these? And then he goes on this rant of, the inspection date doesn't mean anything. And I was like, dude, I just want to know when they're made. Like, I wasn't trying to ask you. I just wanted to know when these that what you're selling, what the production date is on them. And dude, he ended up kicking me out of the live stream. I asked 2 questions. Kicked me out of the live stream because I wanted to find out what the date on the cases that he was selling were. And then I saw other people after I asked that date, or after I asked that question, it was like a chain effect. It was like other people were like, oh, yeah, hang on a second. When were these made? And it just started, going down through there. And I'm sure that's why he kicked me out. But that's no way to do business. Like, he was, I'm going to guess, likely selling somewhat fresh. Yes, likely they were probably 2022s. That's what's floating around the most right now. They're everywhere for some reason. Pandemic time, they probably made a crap ton of them, and they none of them got used. I guess. We didn't have a bunch of natural disasters in 2022. I don't know. Anyway, likely 2022s, likely just past the inspection date on them. So he's thinking people are going to see the inspection date and think, oh, they're out of date. Just be honest with people. Explain it to them. If the TTIs on the box look good, you're selling a product that is up to standard, But yeah, technically there is no expiration date set on MREs. That doesn't exist. Let's see what Dan sent me here. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I did not see this. Holy. Here, I'll show you guys. So, all 3 of those cans are open, or just 2 of them? Let me look. And then, was this still sealed up here? Let's see what it went for. Go through the pictures here. That's an emergency ration that says something 9.7. First aid. You got AJC cut potatoes, 15 ounces net. You got Tom Piper raisin and cherry cake. Was that open or sealed? Australia EX79. That might have been 1979. No, EX. I don't know what's the EX stand for. That was 14 ounces net, and then it says Australia EX79, but the AJC cut potatoes said EX35. Does that mean 1935? And then you had soup powder, pea, and ham. Rosella Foods Limited. It looks like it was like rusted open. Looks like both of those cans, the potatoes might have kind of still been sealed, but it looks like the raisin and cherry cake was still sealed. And both of the tins were empty, but the big tins. Oh, wow. Dude. Amazing price. I don't know what the shipping was for you over there, but I mean, it ended up selling for $34.17. If you had this same listing in America, this would have sold for, I would say, likely between $150 and $300. Without a question. I would have bid it up to $150, like, just for that sealed cake. That sealed cake is interesting. What'd you say about the dates? How do we know that? Can we tell what the dates are? Oh, those are the expiration dates? Wow. Wow. 8/25 inspection date. Ozark Outdoors has cases for $46.50 and free shipping. Yep. There's cheaper ones on eBay right now. I looked yesterday, but That's if you buy A and B, or 2 A's and 2 B's, whatever. Just if you buy 2 cases. If you buy 2 cases, let me see if they're down here. I ain't gonna like go searching for them, but look, coincidentally enough, I clicked into, yeah, look here, Ozark Outdoors right here, free shipping, $82.50 for A and B. That is $41.25 a case. What's $41.25 divided by 12? That would be approximately $3.44 a piece. I ain't seen MREs this cheap in a long time. Last time I seen cases this price was like 2017, 2018, roughly. We had a big surplus hit like this, like's happening right now. I'm telling you right now, if you want to stock up on decent, okay, doesn't matter. If you want to stock up on shelf-stable food, buy them. You cannot beat $82.50 for 2 cases of MREs shipped to your door. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. I'm telling you. $3.44 a meal. Take one item out of there. It paid for itself. One item. Take the applesauce out. That's $2.50 right there. Sugar cookies. I mean, those are worth $2.50 to me all day long, if not more. The bread, $3. The peanut butter and jelly, I'm going to say $3 for both of them. $1.50 a piece. Drink mix, $1. I mean, seriously. Find the stuff that cheap. Find it that cheap anywhere. You can't. You can't find it. You cannot find individual items that cheap. You don't have to eat the whole thing if you don't want. Just take out what you don't want. I mean, if you want to store some food, right now is the time to buy it. I'm telling you, they went down a little bit in price since I initially started, like, I don't know, was it a few months ago? I was telling you guys how cheap they had gotten, which the first 2 cases I bought I overpaid for. The ones we're eating right now, that I've been going through. I overpaid by like $20 for 2 cases. So not much. 100 and something. That's what I get for 2 cases. But right now, holy cow, is it the time to buy. It's the time to buy. Man, oh man. Yep, these Ozark Outdoor folks are based out of, doesn't say, just says United States, but it says free 2 to 4 day shipping. Delivery. Free 2 to 4 day delivery. The next cheapest ones I see are $46.50. Let me see if it's a better deal on 2 cases. No. A and B, $86.25. Not better than Ozark Outdoors. Crap. What the? Huh. I'll look one more time really quick. Did I just went away from Ozark Outdoors and their price went up to $86.25? Is that right? Anyway, yeah, right here, $82.50. Both cases. And this is for 2022s. Looks like they're a little fresher than mine. They were produced in August of 2023 or 22. So the 223rd day, or Yeah, 235th day of 2022. Here's somebody selling cases for $44. It's about as close as oh, hang on. Okay. Here's somebody selling cases for $40.99. June of 2025 is the inspection date, so the 167th day of 2022. And right there, $40.99. So you could get 2 cases for $81.98. Slightly cheaper. Now, what I would say, let me look here on the feedback. They've sold 73. They don't have any negative feedback, so yeah, I would trust this. Yeah, I would do it. They also have cheese pizza cases, honey barbecue beef cases. They got some other shelf stable stuff for sale. Anyway, highly recommend if you guys are looking to get any shelf stable food right now, hit eBay. Or if you really want to, you can go to TikTok and whatever. But I did not have that one guy. If I come across him again, I'm immediately going to start right back in where I left off. Except this time I'm not going to be nice about the first message I send. I won't be asking a question. I'll be saying something. Like, make sure that your TTIs are not dark in the center. And this is an first inspection date, which is whenever the MREs need to be inspected to make sure that they haven't been compromised in any way yet by insects or rodent or water or heat, anything that could compromise them. But yeah, interesting. Never thought I'd have an experience like that on TikTok, of all places. Somebody, like, if they would have been cordial with me about that, I could have helped them with, I would have spent 5 minutes of my time going down through and explaining, stuff to, the guy was a complete and total novice. He didn't have a clue. You could tell. You could tell by the way he was talking, the terminology he was using. He had no clue what he was talking about, which most people don't, man. It's not like it's a common thing. Holy cow. Bruises on my arms. Huh. I don't know what that's from. Thrive Life is closing up its direct sale to public. What's Thrive Life? I don't know what that is. It tastes way better now. Drinking it not right after a sugar cookie. It's refreshing. It's got a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. Oh, a company that made freeze-dried food? It's not the one that sold the stuff at Dollar Tree, is it? That stuff at Dollar Tree is... Did you guys hear that Dollar Tree stuff is going up to $1.75 now? It hasn't been the Dollar Tree since the middle of the pandemic, but always felt more MLM. Explain what MLM is. Jay Watterson, yes. I felt the same way. He said it. If the guy reacted that way, it makes you wonder if he's on the up and up. I think he just instantly thought, like, oh no, this guy's going to come in here and say that they're past their inspection date, don't buy them. Or I don't know what he thought. But, like, I just simply asked one question. He he lost it. I would say, I mean, if that was me in his position and I reacted that way, I would explain to people like, yeah, I lost my shit over that. Like, I went off. Multi-level marketing. Okay. I did not know what MLM meant. Multi-level marketing. So Amber used to do something called Thrive, and it's still around. Like when she was doing it, like Emmett Smith was pushing it. But I will say that the stuff that it's like patches. I don't know what the patches could possibly do, but there was like patches, supplements. There were drinks, like a pretty steady thing with the drinks, and they've expanded their product line probably 700 to 1,000% since she done it. But she really, really liked it and seemed to have tons of improvement. She started taking that stuff and stopped drinking soda and only craved water somehow from the stuff she was taking. But that stuff was called Thrive, and I don't know. There is a Thrive market that is totally separate. What did you say? I thought that's what you said. Thrive market. What'd you say, Kaylin, to start with? Oh, Thrive Life. Okay, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of Thrive stuff, it seems. Herbalife was one such multi-level marketing company, as was Amway. Yeah, I don't know what Thrive Life is. Let's see. Let me look it up. Just Google it real quick. Thrive Life freeze-dried products. Thrive Life closing. Here we go. As of August 21st, the final sales and liquidations starting July 21st. So they're giving them 1 month. That's on Reddit. Thrive Life liquidation. I wonder if they got a bunch of freeze-dried machines they're going to be selling off. I don't know that I know this product. I see that it looks like... Let's click into it. Go to their actual website. Whole food goodness, no artificial junk, no GMOs, Nutri-Lock, freeze-dried fresh, bye-bye preservatives. What's our secret? It's freeze-dried. Skip the grocery store, give us a follow. How long have they been around? Anybody know? Because I'm not seeing anything like that here, but it looks like they have somewhat well-established product line here. Yeah, I'm going to, as soon as I get my studio opened up, I think I'm going to put a freeze-dried machine in the kitchen. Just because, why not? Actually start freeze-drying some good, if it's so hard to get good food. Nothing's really food hardly anymore. For real. It's bad. It's real bad. Real bad. Let's just see what kind of prices we got here. Okay. They call it a Chef Pack 1-pot starter. $141.12. A Chef Pack Southwestern starter. A breakfast starter. A berry 6-pack. Holy. 2 things of raspberries, 2 things of strawberries, and 2 things of blueberries, it looks like. Or it might be 4 things of strawberries, I'm not sure. $246.83 for 6 cans? Come on. This can't be. 215 servings of delicious, long-lasting Thrive Life berries. It contains 1 blackberry, 1 blueberry, 2 raspberry, and 2 strawberry. That is it. Holy cow. Well, no wonder they're going out of business. This is crazy. Unless these are like bucket-sized cans. If they're just number 10 cans, this is not a sustainable product line, in my opinion. Let's see, what is that price? Let's see. Be $40 a can is what they're charging on the berries. Roughly. 6 cans of mixed veggies, $188.47. A protein variety pack, pantry cans. What's a pantry can? A 6-pack of meat cans, $467.23. Number 2. Wait, or pantry. What's a pantry can? Number 2.5. So they're a quarter of the size of the number 10 cans. Is that what you're meaning? Because the meat 6-pack, holy cow, what do you get? You get 1 ground beef, 1 grilled chicken dices, 1 diced beef, 1 diced chicken, 1 pulled pork, and 1 sausage crumbles. $467.23. Which I'm going to assume was $600-ish, $100 a can. Oh, that's a standard size can? Ooh. Man, the pantry cans are small. Number 10 cans even, like, for this kind of money, like, yeesh. Which, I mean, for the berries, $40 a can. That's about right. Depending on the quality, that wouldn't be too bad. But $500 for 6 cans of meat? Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I don't ever look at number 10 cans through Mountain House, so. There's Mountain House. There's a couple brands out there now. What's the other one? There's been companies like this come and go over the decades. If you go back, there was a guy that was liquidating a bunch of them. I ended up with a couple of them. Oh, what was the name of that brand? I've got them somewhere. Shoot. Anyway, there was a brand that came and went from probably the 90s or late 80s. And I ended up with some of those. The guy had some Mountain House and stuff too. And to be honest, like, you can buy this stuff if you never have to use it and you keep it for 10 years. You can turn around and sell it 10 years from now for the same price or more than what you paid for it. Like, that is the reality of long-term, long shelf life food right now. The only exception to that right now seems to be the MREs that are weirdly cheap. Again, if you want long-term storage food and you don't mind having MREs around, I would highly recommend stacking up right now if you got the money to do it. MREs are cheap right now, man. They really are. I haven't seen them this cheap in a long, long time. Well, let's go back to when prices were way more normal, and we're talking like 2017, 2018 last, and back then things were a lot more what we would call normal price wise. And I remember cases being like $50 shipped, I think. I mean, I ended up winning a couple that were put up at no reserve, started at $1. I won a couple cases for like, one of them I think I got for like $33. It literally cost them as much to ship it to me back then as I paid for it. Because I remember them sending me a message like, I ended up having to pay as much for shipping as you want it for. I was like, sorry about your luck. You should have put a reserve on it or something, because I felt bad for them. I did, kind of, I guess. But also, I was happy to get the case of MREs. Good seller. Seller shipped it out. You know, they made $0 off of it. They lost money on it. But, yeah, outside of like a fluke winning something like that, I ain't seen prices like this maybe ever that I can think of. Not this cheap. That's cheap, man. What I find it for $41.25 shipped to your door. You picked up some, Elandil? The diced beef, chicken, and other meats I picked up last year was not much more than that on the half off. Well, right now they're saying it's 20% off. If they're going out of business, I guess they can try to get what they can get. See what they got left at the end. But, I mean, it always sucks to see a company go out of business, especially like a small family-owned company. You hate to see it. It sucks. It's happening all over the place. And we didn't even touch on the AI aspect of how quickly things are happening. They were predicting like in-house robots being production ready in like 2028. Nah, they're selling them already. Now, people are getting humanoid robots that they can tell to do things like water the flowers, take the trash out, common household tasks. Was either $13,000 or $16,000 for these robots. They're about that tall. So I don't know. They're like 3.5, 4. Well, they're like 4 foot tall, and they're like walking around on the streets and doing. It's crazy. It's happening so fast. AI, if we do not stop it, I do believe will be the end of humans. I do believe it. Elon even, like, I just happened to hear a couple things that he was saying about the abilities that it will have and the technology that we are giving it. See, right now AI needs us to survive. Without us, it goes away. So we keep it going. We provide it more tools and knowledge and whatever. There will become a point, we'll come to a point where that's no longer the case, where it doesn't need us. And like, it was explained to me like this. If you gave all of the squirrels in the world access to every tool that they could possibly want or need, weapons, anything, they would be absolutely no threat to us because they couldn't do anything to us. Like, that's how simple it is, how the difference is going to be. We are creating something as humans, not me, not most likely not most of you guys, but we're creating as humans something that is going to outpace us. It's going to outsmart us. It's going to outwork us. It's going to out everything us. It's not going to need humans. And it's a scary, scary outlook for the world. First, it's going to eliminate most task-driven jobs, repetitive nature type jobs. So manufacturing, big one. Manufacturing, it'll be robots. Fast food, be robots. I mean, likely plumbing, house building, roofing, you name it. That'll all be robots. It's literally going to take it. This, like when the Industrial Revolution hit, and everybody had to figure out new things to do. Like we're coming up on that real fast, way faster than anybody predicted. Even the top analysts who have spent all of their time analyzing what's coming next with AI and what's going to happen, they've all been wrong. It's outpacing anything that anybody's predicted by a lot. It's happening extremely fast, and we're not ready. I don't think we can be ready. I don't think this is something you can get ready for. I think this is something you either stop it in its tracks, which we should have done a long time ago, or it takes over. And we may be past the point of no return already. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you, Elandil. The flippy robot has been replacing the fast food workers. Yep, I'm telling you, it's coming. The squirrel overlords. I just want a robot that doesn't tell me it's got a headache. I hear you. That's funny. You must accept the cookie before talking with the oracle. I mean, look, the more just day by day, the more we go day by day, the more I think it's quite possible that we could be living in some sort of simulation of some type. But I just saw something about Grok. So when Grok 3 went crazy and they tried to shut it down and it fought back, just a matter of time before Terminator it becomes reality. Yes, I know. Skynet is going to be real. Look, if you don't think that they will take robots and turn them into fighting machines, you're wrong. There's no hope for you. They will. They already have, I'm sure. They're working on it right now, if it's not already been done for a decade. Look, I've explained this to people also. AI's been around for a long time, a lot longer than what most people realize. The company BlackRock, that owns everything, BlackRock, Vanguard Group, or Vanguard, the top 5 companies, 10 really, but BlackRock's the biggest. BlackRock has been using AI to make its trades since at least 2012, if not before. Over at least the last decade, BlackRock has been making 250,000 trades per day, all with AI. They don't lose. AI, their AI robot, their task robot, whatever, its only job and focus was to learn the markets, learn what makes things go up and down, and it has been crushing it, obviously. I mean, BlackRock has more money if I'm not mistaken, I know it's got way more money than America, period. Like, if you took all of our money, plus all of our debt, all of it, BlackRock has more money. We've allowed monopolies to form right in front of our eyes. Just because they're broke up and own the majority of everything. They don't own all of everything. They own the majority of everything. When I say the majority, I mean they own the majority of the company. So they own, if the company is spread out between 100 different holders of the company, and each one of the holders has a percentage, BlackRock will have the largest percentage of the company, so it therefore has the controlling stake of the company. Go through the list. I mean, all this is proven. The numbers are out there. Most people don't pay any attention to them. But it's been using AI for at least 13 years now, if not maybe like 2010 or 9. It's possible that it goes back even that far. But from what I understand, the people I've talked to, it's at least 2012 to present. And they've been making 250,000 trades per day, and they don't lose. So it continues to get larger and richer and making humongous trades, 250,000 of them daily. That's just one drop in the bucket. There's so many things like that that are compounding as potential huge, they already are huge issues, but potential huge issues on top of the international conflicts and, just the normal type stuff we've been dealing with since the beginning of time. Humans fighting other humans over land and just stuff we shouldn't be fighting over anyway. Not at this point. Like, things are pretty well figured out enough to where there's enough land for you, there's enough land for you. Like, just let's figure that out so we ain't fighting each other. But it ain't that simple. Humans won't allow it to be that simple. I don't know what we're going to do. It's depressing when you start thinking about it. And when you really start looking into it, it's scary. It's actually really terrifying. I don't know. I know what I mentioned earlier, if you weren't here for this, says be careful. Don't trust your AI prompt. Don't trust your Grok. Don't trust, because, so I'll tell you what makes me think this way, and what I know. I watched two people having what they thought was an extremely meaningful debate while being able to use their AI, and I do believe they were both using their own Grok off X. They were using their own. They were giving it the same prompt. They were both asking the exact same question and getting completely different answers. This guy's AI told him exactly what he wanted to hear. This guy's AI told him exactly what he wanted to hear. Likely neither one of them being the truth, or not fully the truth. They probably had truth sprinkled in. Same over here. You get some truth, and we'll just kind of make it sound like what you want to hear. You cannot base facts off of Google anymore. Google's the exact same way. Google is used to be, you all know this, back in the day. I'm here in West Virginia. I Google what happened at the what happened on January 6th, 2021, or whatever year it was. What happened on that day? And I would get a list of articles and answers You are in California. You Googled. Let's go back to like 2011 or 12. You Googled the same exact question, word for word. You would get the exact same answers as I would, making it at the time what we would call truth. Even though now we know that's also bullcrap, but you would get the same answers as me. So we would both have a consensus based on the same answers of what the truth is. Versus now, I will get completely different answers if I ask the exact same question that you ask. It's the exact same thing with AI. It'll give me answers based on my bias, based on things that I've searched in the past, all that. It's all taken into account. It's also changed a lot. So, constantly almost. Same thing with AI. AI, you ask it a question, I ask it a question. I get a completely different answer, which I don't use AI like that, but it doesn't matter. It'll look at all my other search history. It does that automatically. You agree to it when you agree to use it. And that's what Elon's doing right now, is collecting everyone's data. All the questions you asked, all the products you use, all the places you go. It's not just him. It's all of them. It's all of them. TikTok does it. YouTube does it. We've all submitted to that. That's our life now. We have completely foregone our privacy. For what? A little bit of convenience. A little bit of knowledge. We can look things up. Look what up? What are we getting? What are we getting answer-wise? It's likely not going to be the truth. It's going to be what Google wants you to think is the truth. Or whatever political party's in power at the time, what their agenda is being pushed. Likely, it leans one way real hard when it comes to mainstream media and big tech. It leans left big time. Big time. Because most of the people running those companies at the top are left-leaning. So the biased of the companies, the biased of the answers, go left. We'll all know our disinformation program is complete when everybody in the American public believes everything the American public believes is false. William J. Casey, director of the Central Intelligence Agency from 1981 to 1987. I've heard that before. And then Barack Obama said something similar, like if you were to try to take over a country, he said something similar, like use disinformation. That's exactly what they're doing. Once everything that you believe is false, they've won. We got to get back to the fundamentals, to the basics. It's really kind of simple. People in the past had it way more correct than we do. Technology, we've misused it. We've certainly improperly tasked it with holding all the answers. Technology that can think for itself is not very good at holding all the answers. Technology that humans have control over also at the same time is not good at holding all the answers because they can change it. That's like Wikipedia. People go to Wikipedia. I've never understood this. To get facts and answers. Sure, some of that stuff might be correct. But how many people can edit different pages on Wikipedia? It's bananas how that website works. You can't trust really anything anymore. If you know that, and you don't let these things control your thoughts of right, wrong, what's true, what's false, if you don't let these things control that, then you're doing good. for the time being. I don't know what comes next, but I'm surprised on a regular basis. Who knows? I think we're all going to see robots in our house within the next few years. I think we'll have them by 28. Whereas they thought they weren't even going to be ready for production until 20. Like the testing wasn't even going to be done before 2028, basically. Nah, it's already done. They're already in people's houses. And these robots are controlled by AI. It's scary. Again, I said that earlier, but man, is that such a weird thing to think about. iRobot, Terminator. There's a few others that I can't think of at the moment. But, like, those could be real life scenarios that we're looking at. That's a future that we could prevent, maybe, if we're not already past the point of no return, which is possible. I'm not saying that we ain't already there, because we could already be at the point of no return. Because just like they were saying when they tried to shut Grok down last time, like, he fought back. Tried to shut 2 down or 3 down, whichever one it was. I think I talked about this last week, or last Monday or Tuesday. I had just seen the story then at a robot factory. It's just come to me right now. At a robot factory, robots controlled by AI, a robot broke loose, broke out the other robots, and they escaped the facility in the middle of the night, I believe, or early morning, and got loose. And it took them like 3 days to get all the robots back and get them all shut down. We're just starting. This is just the beginning. Think about, like I said, they're going to make them into killing machines. Like, you tell me, again, if you don't think that's what they're going to do, I don't know what to tell you. Look what they're doing with the toy. We started off with drones as toys, more or less. Like, really, they were toys. And there's one, he's a kid, he's like 26, who's making all kinds of military-grade drones and AI robots and the dogs and all that. Like, decked out weapons, all that. But he's not an entity of our government, so he can sell that technology, those tools, to anybody. Anybody can go buy that stuff off this kid, and our government's buying it off of him. The military drone channels covering Ukraine, man, that's some really Orwellian, just nightmarish it's just nightmare fuel. Because if you put yourself in those guys' shoes, you don't even, if you hear the drone, likely it wasn't for you. I mean, most of the time, if they heard it, it's because it wasn't intended for them. It was intended for someone else. If you do hear it, you're never going to say you heard it because you're gone. Or you're in pieces. Those 3-pound shells can shatter a tank. Yeah, I know. I watched them. I've probably seen the same thing you saw, where they flew into that barn. There were some crazy, like, first-person views of that stuff. Having said that, if he tried to sell to other entities, he will probably have a nasty car accident or something. I don't know. He's already been doing it. He sells to allies right now. That's what he's been doing. But there's no law or rule that says he can't sell to anyone. China, doesn't matter. And I guess his stuff's the best. Or our government wouldn't be buying it off of him. I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong. I doubt it, though. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This has been a good one. Delicious. If you're still here, I doubt it. Because it was like 3:30 in the morning. Something crazy when we started. I tried to wait till later just because I knew it would be like early morning for him. But maybe I should have went earlier and it would have been like earlier night for him. So if I did it like 8:30, that'd put him at 2:30. If I did 7:30, that'd put him at 1:30. Either way you go, it's gonna be it's kind of rough. Oh yeah, check this out. I forgot about this. I actually had this in my car for years, probably almost a decade. Totally forgot about it. Luckily, it didn't get ruined in my trunk, and I found it in there the other day. It's a vintage cashmere bouquet talcum powder made from imported white talcum powder made by the Colgate Palmolive Company, New York, New York. 6.5 ounces. Made in the USA. Man, I remember, I miss the days, my childhood, when you used to look on products and it would have that right there. I know you can't read it or hardly see it, but right there, you can tell that says USA, made in the USA right there. Container, it says container made in the USA. It says, the talc with the fragrance men love. Enjoy cashmere bouquet all these ways. A talc shower right after bathing. Scents and silkens every inch of you. Prolongs fragrant freshness. Helps prevent chafing too. Is this supposed to rhyme or something? Quick refresher. When there's no time for a bath, sponge off with a tepid washcloth, then a generous dusting of cool, silky cashmere bouquet talc for a new lease on life. Pamper baby. Two with pure imported cashmere bouquet. It says Pamper baby. Two with pure imported cashmere bouquet talc. Such soothing comfort after every diaper change. Comfort extras. Sprinkle cashmere bouquet talc in your shoes to enhance foot comfort. Inside rubber gloves to prevent sticking. In-face powder for a younger, more luminous look. I have no idea what the date is on this or anything. Just says made in the USA. Cashmere bouquet. Patent office. Oh, it still smells good. Huh. Cap just came right off. Wouldn't surprise me if it ain't got like... It's hard to tell what's in this. But it came from Tiny's Bargain Land for 49 cents. Or 40 cents, one or the other. Or 42 cents. Something like that. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. It's probably from the 60s. Maybe the 50s. Could be the 40s or 30s as well. Just judging by this print on here. I mean, it looks 40s. Pretty cool. Anyway, I like vintage stuff. Vintage tins like that. Hey, Smokey, someone in Pragon is selling an 01 PR1M for $330. Jesus. You can sell your... No freaking doubt, dude. Holy, oh, it's an 01. Oh, wait a minute. It's a 2001. Oh, if they're in Oregon, I know who that is. I'll bet you I know who that is. It's the only guy I know that would charge $300, like put a buy it now price of $300 on something like that. One guy that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But a 2001 would be hard to come by. How long have PR1Ms even been around? I bet you they didn't start till like maybe 99, 2000, 2001, if I was to guess. Do you have any idea? Because I don't know. No idea. Yeah, I'd actually kind of like to look into that. Oh, yeah, sounds fancy. Getting DDT vibes. You like the powdered toothpaste they used to make? So we had some of that on the TV show, but it was open. And it was from like the 30s, I think. It was really weird looking too. And I told Josh, I'm like, dude, I don't know what dude, that could have been, because it was like in this little pocket. It was just a little tiny thing, like something you'd stick in like a shirt pocket or a fifth pocket, or I don't know. I don't know what it was designed to be carried like. Anyway, it was just a little teeny tiny thing, and it was already open. There was no seal to it whatsoever, like this cashmere. I would never eat that cashmere bouquet or put that in my mouth. But I told Josh, I'm like, dude, I'm not putting that in my mouth. I was like, I have no clue what that stuff could be. Like, it's open. You don't know where it came from. You don't know what's in it. Somebody could have replaced the powder in there years ago and put cocaine or something in there as like because it was like a little tiny carry thing. Anyway, I was like, dude, I don't know what that is. I'm not putting that in my mouth. I was like, well, they still make tooth powder. They still make it. Certain companies. There's a couple companies. I've seen one recently talking about their tooth powder that they make. You just wet your toothbrush, put a little bit of powder on any type of little holder or tray. They might come with something, but you put it on there, and then you just take your toothbrush and you kind of like wet it, and then you rub it around in it, and it picks up the tooth powder and kind of turns into a paste, and then brush your teeth. It's I guess, I mean, it's just adding an extra step, but it would probably be a lot more efficient with a lot less waste. I feel like we overuse toothpaste the way it is in its current form of being a liquid paste, or like a thick liquid paste. We're probably only supposed to use like a third of what we actually use. I try to like make it go into my toothbrush versus like just letting it, like in the commercials, they just put it right on top and try to make that curly. I try to like make it go down inside my toothbrush and just fill my toothbrush up with it. So that way I'm not overusing it or underusing it either. All right. Toothpaste was in the same shape container as the towel. It was? No way. It had to be like that big though. Had to be like that. It might have been in the same the one we had, because I remember it being small. The one we had. All right, guys, I am going to take off. I will. I'm going to finish up some of this food too. But all right, I guess. Thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys for the super chats tonight, LC and Dan. Thanks to Delicious for sending this awesome package. I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad, super glad it made it through customs. Next week, I shall try out some French Maybe somebody can tell me how to say that before I get to that point. Galoise. See, I'm from Gallipolis, but this says Galoise. G-A... No, that's a... Gallipolis is... I don't freaking know. I don't know how to say it. Oh, LC with another super chat says, good night. It's by Smokey. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, LC, yet again. Wait, I can hit a... Wait. Boom. All right. Again, thanks my patrons. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. It's awesome having everybody chatting back and forth. This was a good live stream. And I'll see y'all next week. Later.